Hey there and welcome to Matt's Garage and part 10 of my Neoru build series here. So my Neoru, if you haven't been following along, is a 2000 Dodge Neon body placed down on top of a 99 Subaru Forester platform. So it's still got the complete Subaru all-wheel drive system, powertrain. It's got the Subaru dash. Most of the electrical is Subaru, and it looks mostly like a Neon. And it's an off-road oriented car. And if you want to know anything beyond that, I highly encourage you to check out the previous installments of this build series. So we're just going to be going from where I left off in part 9 here, with the front of the door jamb here on the driver's side. Okay, well here it is all done on the driver's side, and then I already have the door dragged over here so I can get that mounted on right away here too. If you saw part 9, you'll know that that door over there is a little more sprung, and so I'm going to fix that. It's been annoying me for days now that it's like that, and the problem is where I located the weld-in nut insert there for the catch rod is in the wrong place on the other side. So yeah, I need to move this inward a bit. Okay guys, well there you have it. I've relocated that, so I'm just going to grind that smooth a little bit there and put some filler in there. There we go, we got some primer on there, looking pretty good. So the door opening's about the same as the other one now. It still has its catch points, as you can see. I can't get it wide enough to go to the next one, but it opens full width. You can see I just moved it in and down a touch just so everything lines up a bit better. So yeah, I still just got a little bit to do up here, and one other thing I want to do actually is modify this corner. And the reason is these are really sharp and they kinda jut out, and both Nash and my dad have been pretty badly injured by the corners of these doors before. The wind catches the door or whatever, and that catches you in the side of the head. It's not very pleasant. So I'm going to grind it back a little round and then just add a piece of thick metal under the edge right on the corner here, just so the edge, the corner there, is a little rounder and a little thicker so it doesn't contact so harshly when it hits somebody. And this door, I've got this bent in, and as you can see, it doesn't reach the strip there. Now that's for two reasons. One, the door on this side is slightly more out than the door on that side, and that's just because, well, it's a custom car and I didn't spend that much time measuring everything, so there are a few discrepancies like that. And what I did is just make up this little strip here, 18 gauge. I'm just gonna weld that right over top, grind the paint first of course. So just a quick and dirty solution basically. This is not a show car, so excuse me for these little discrepancies. So yeah, we're just moving on to the rear doors, which don't fit worth a darn. But yeah, this door actually was fitting pretty good until I welded the impact beam back together in there. And when I did that, because it's connected between the latch and the hinges, it twisted the whole door, and that's actually what caused this to suck down like that. I've got the door fitted onto the other side here, and it's kind of a similar scenario. It looks like it's gonna line up a little better back here, but up here I still need to gain some height. This door is just fitting beautifully. I went and matched it to the roof really nicely there, and got it matched to the fender really nice. Even got a nice gap now, matched to the trim really nice. So this is all ready for body filler here. Okay, well you can see what I did there and how that blends in. And then on the underside you can see I just spotted it to the original lip, and now I'll try and get a little bit of paint in between the two layers there to make sure it doesn't grow rust in there. Okay, well, first of all, you can see I corrected that door gap there. I just made that slit there and then welded it back up. You can not really even tell. And then this, I've fine-tuned this a lot. A combination of welding on that edge and grinding it back. And then that's the other thing, is that corner. I made that corner nice and thick there so it won't gash open anyone's head. I just got a little bit of body filler on here now, and just gonna sand that off just with 80 grit. It's pretty smooth, so. Okay guys, just on to the other side now, same thing. Okay, well, I just got these areas done in 80 grit, and now I'm just kind of moving on to this back door, but I've just been sitting here staring at it for about 10 minutes because I really don't quite know where to start with it. It's just trying to get inside my head where I was at when I was last working on it. And the biggest problem with it is this right here, this inner support. I know that's what I fought with on the other one, is it kept contacting this. And I actually reshaped this corner already on this side, just like I had to do on the other side, to kind of give me room to work that in, because as you can see, the frame of the window comes up right there. This is a perfect example of why I don't like to throw anything out before a project is totally done, because you'd think this rusty old door was junk, but this piece of metal here, this framework, I'm thinking I can relocate that to right here and save myself a whole lot of trouble. So basically I want to kind of slip this piece up into here. It's not a perfect fit, but it's a perfect fit for the door frame here. You can see that, how it's the same shape going down and everything, and that's actually a hard thing to duplicate. Now what I did on the other side, and I cut these at the same time, is I put some 16 gauge pieces in here, and just to kind of brace this up. So I'm going to do that before I weld that outer skin on. I was just slicing up the old impact beam from the front doors on the Subaru, and what happens there, because I had to split and stagger the factory beam there, I put the Subaru one right in between and run it the full length so that it doesn't have a seam in it, because these are made of special hardened steel. Anyways, I figured it was a good time to remind everybody to make sure you run a guard on your grinder, because if I wasn't a moment ago, I'd probably be not making a calm little video clip here. I'd probably be in some pain. So I just had to add these pieces in between to join them, but this one main beam from the Subaru is end to end in there. So it's not like it's going to snap in the middle or anything. These are just supporting the main piece. The main piece is still one continuous piece across there. Okay guys, you can see I just put a masking tape line here, and that represents where I want my door gap to come back to. So I'm just going to cut outside that tape line real quick here. Okay, so there we go. It's trimmed back to the tape edge here, so I'll just peel that off and we'll get it closed up and see how it fits. Now what I'll have to do, because this is a folded over edge, so there's an inner lip. So now I'm going to have to come down here and weld on the edge to weld those two layers back together. Just a quick update here. I welded that strip in there again, just lap welding it. Trying not to put too much heat into that frame or warp anything. But I will solid weld that up and grind it all smooth, so you won't really be able to tell when I'm all done here that I did it that way. And I gotta carve out this corner like I did on the other side. You can see over there. Just going to be working on making some wheel spacers for the Neoru today, actually, out of these old brake rotors. I'm just going to cut the faces off them. These are off a Neon and these are off a PT, and they share the same bolt pattern as the Subaru here, so we can just add them on. The factory studs are long enough and everything, and that'll just bring our wheels out of touch. And between that and the lift I'm going to be doing, the wheels are going to end up in the right location. Okay, so that took 7.5 minutes to do 2 of them, and of course I got a bit of an edge there to grind off. You want to leave a bit of an edge to make sure that you're not, you know, cutting too much off of there. Okay, well there we go. Got all 4 of them cut off. I have these Sharpie marks there to indicate high spots that I still have to grind down, but it's coming along. I'm just finishing up with the little 2-inch flap wheel because it gives me more control. Okay guys, this took a little longer than I thought actually. I just wanted to make them perfect, like there's not so much as a dip in the edge or a grinder mark anywhere or anything. Here we go the next day, and that paint's all dry on one side, so now I just have to flip them over. So there we go, you can see the finished result fits really nicely on there. Okay guys, a little door update here. So I made this apparatus here, and what that was supposed to do is bend my door frames, and as you can see, I put so much pressure on it, I broke it. So that's just not working, and I'm going to have to cut this in a few key places here. Okay, so here's where I'm at. I'm actually going to be using this as a brace to hold this where I want it while I weld everything up here, because I already tried to do it once without having it braced and just trying to control my heat really good, and it just keeps sucking in too far. So I've got it actually pushed out a little farther than I need right now, because I think it's still going to spring in a bit when I remove this brace. That's what I'm trying this time, and if it doesn't work, I'm probably going to scream really loud off camera and then proceed to fix it again. So I'm hoping it doesn't come to that. Okay, well I figured if one brace was good, 2 braces was better. So I added this second brace up to the rear roof rack rail just to support the back frame of the door so that this area doesn't warp. I've got this piece made up to go in there. Okay guys, well I am very happy because I just cut the braces off the door and closed it, and look at that. It lines up perfect. So now I'm going to peel this back and just make sure that I did not crack the window. It doesn't look like I did, because if there was a crack it would probably be in that area. Just gonna peel this one a little too and just make sure. So yeah, once again, we're looking good here. That is nice to see. I actually have to repair this rust here, which you can see is quite bad. And got this made up last night. A little tricky to hold it in place, but you can pretty well see that continues that lip. Okay, well, I'm just gonna call it a night here in a minute, so I figured I'd do a little progress update here. I got that inner structure all in there. Not that pretty, but it's in there. And I've got this template made up for tomorrow to make the outer piece. Okay, so I've just been working away here and got that panel made up off of the template. So I've kind of rough bent the edge 90 degrees with pliers, and now I'm gonna, of course, fine tune it according to how it fits on here. Okay, another quick update for you guys. You can see I got that all welded up there. So I still got a heck of a pile of grinding to do, and then I welded up where I had ground the edges back all the way around up here too. You can see that across the top. Okay, well, here we go, finishing the door on the left side of the car. So I have to weld this up right here. I slid it with the grinder and just moved the edge back to give me a gap. I have slices here inside and out so that I could bend this out. Well, we're having a bit of a heat wave here, so I temporarily put this portable air conditioner in the bay here. I'm just getting ready to start putting body filler on the door here. I gotta rough it up a little. I've gone over all the seams with the wire wheel and stuff, but I gotta just take some 40 grit and rough up the paint and metal to make sure the filler sticks to it. What I have done is gone inside with just black rust paint, spray paint, and sealed everything in there. All the back sides of all the seams, even the back sides of these seams up in there. What I like to use for that is this Craylon. So here we go. I've got that filler all kind of roughed out, and I've just been tapping down high spots as I go so that I have the least amount of material on it when I'm done. So I'm just ready to put another skim coat over this to fill in all those low spots and kind of blend everything together. Okay guys, I had a really productive day on the Neoru here. This door is all roughed out in 36 grit, so I'm going to quickly hit it with 80 grit on the block tomorrow just to bring it up to 80, and then I'll go from there with the orbital sander. Neoru is looking mean. All the doors are shut, all the doors line up, all the doors open and shut, and the rear doors are ready for primer on the exterior. I'm just working on the insides of them, getting all those seams smoothed out and stuff. Okay, well, I'm just finishing up on the insides of the doors, and I probably got fussier than I should have, but I spent about a full day on them. It's kind of deceiving too. Areas like this end up taking a lot longer. There's a lot more area there than it looks like, and all the little nooks and crannies that you can't really get into well. Well, okay, I just finished my very professional masking job here, and I'm just ready to spray some primer. Little update, I'm just waiting for the second coat of primer to dry. I'm not going to try to top coat the outsides of the doors tonight, but I will do the insides just to save time. It's a lot better if I leave it sit overnight. There won't be as much issue with haloing or anything. I did go around and put seam sealer wherever was needed, so I'm just waiting for that to dry as well before I can spray the insides. About another half hour here, and I can get the inside sprayed up. Okay, here we are the next day, and I'm just getting ready to prep this up. I'm just going to take a red Scotch pad and go over it to get any overspray off there or whatever from when I sprayed the jams. You can see the jams are all sprayed up now. Okay, well, here we go. This is the paint I've been using on the car, and I got everything masked up properly now. Scuffed everything down, blew it off, took a tack cloth to it, so it's as ready as it can be. Okay, well, I'm going to be concluding part 10 of the build series right here. I've got the doors all done, as you can see. The paint's actually been curing up for 3 days already, and you can see how nice and shiny it dried. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm already moving on to the custom rear bumper build. 12 gauge all steel bumper with a 5,000 pound winch, class 3 trailer hitch, and off-road lights. It's going to be pretty awesome, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and tune back in to check that out. So thanks a lot for watching. Have yourself a great day.